I connect them. So if I go to TTOG now, if I click on that, it's going to take me to another page in Twitter where every post that has hashtag TTOG in it will come up. And so I know if it's something that if it's a hashtag that holds interest for me, it's a way to basically search and classify tweets. Okay? So I know that if I want to get in on the action on a Sunday night and I do a search for hashtag GOT, what happens on Sunday night with the hashtag GOT? Game of Thrones, right? And I know if I do that, I will get all kinds of people talking about Game of Thrones, right? And I will be able to see what it is that people are saying about Game of Thrones.
Do you create your own hashtags? Or
you can.
And then how does that work?
You don't need a special commissioning from the Pope to do a hashtag. You can make any hashtag you want. Whether other people are connected to it, that's another thing altogether, right? But let's say I wanted to I wanted us to be able to have a place that we can, a hashtag that will collect the tweets that we collectively create in this classroom. I could create a hashtag. I could say, I can tweet something that says, all my students in EDUC 515 hashtag your tweets with, not tweet as, tweets with hashtag 515 some 16. And I'll tweet that out. It now, if I go to my home feed here, there's my tweet right there, right? So 6 seconds ago, all my students in EDUC 515, hashtag your tweets with that. So there's the hashtag, 515 some 16. It's a clickable link. If I were to click on that, I can't imagine that anybody else, nope, there are no other tweets that use that. Okay? So I just created a hashtag for our class. And so anything that you tweet, if you hashtag it with that, we will be able to see the collection of our tweets together by clicking on that hashtag. It allows us to categorize our tweets together. Okay, so that is kind of a function that I can use in a classroom. If I want my students to tweet and I want to be able to collect those tweets, then I can assign a hashtag that I know doesn't exist anywhere else, and we can all hashtag our tweets so that we can find them all together at the same time. But I'll go back to the one hashtag that I participate in, which is TTOG, Teachers Throughout Grades, and I know that it has me now at the top tweets, but I want to go to live tweets, and I can see here that the last person that tweeted with the hashtag TTOG was Brian 3 hours ago, and this is a blog post, I guess maybe from him, I'm not sure, a year reflection on going gradeless. So if I'm just like, I don't understand, I hate grades. Like I hate it that that kids, all they're concerned with is earning grades and that I have to give grades. And I just don't believe in that as a concept because they leave my classroom and they go out into the world and nobody's giving them a grade. I want my classroom to look more like the real world. So I found out about this hashtag TTOG, and now I start looking at other people's resources that they're tagging that. So here's Brian. I'm going to click on that blog post and I'm going to read it about his journey over the past year of not using grades in his classroom. And what does that look like for him? And I'm going to go back to Twitter and I'm going to see how an epidemic of grade inflation has made what now? Let's see. This is from pbs.org. How an epidemic of grade inflation made A's average. So I'm getting now because I clicked on a hashtag, I'm getting all kinds of resources that are in an area that directly impacts me and my journey as a teacher. Okay, if I'm a math teacher, I can go into Twitter and do a Twitter search for mathematics. And I can see everything that has been posted with the word mathematics in it. And I can start looking through here and say, here's an advanced mathematics lecture. Ooh, that's a weird animated picture. I can start looking around and see what might. So here's, if I'm an elementary math teacher, here's a hashtag LM Math Chat. I click on that link, and I see here's a bunch of people tweeting about elementary math.
Can I ask you this question? Sorry.
No, that's what this is for.
So, like, say I'm on your page right now.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it's got a little red tweet thing up there with a little feather.
Yes.
I can just write on your page.
No, that's you tweeting. You would be tweeting to your Twitter page.
Do I have a Twitter page?
You do. If you have a Twitter account, you have a page. Okay? So like right here where my little face is, that's where your little face is. If you were to click on that and go to view profile, you would click on that and you would be on your Twitter page. Most likely nothing here and an egg right there if you just started it. You can see the next section on our page is to lose your egg. Egg is a dead giveaway for, yep, noob. Egg equals noob. Okay? But Twitter is, I mean, you will find people on Twitter that are in eerily similar situations to you. Like, I teach in this school, I teach this subject, this is who I am. You're like, wow, that's me too. And what are they tweeting? And what are they looking at? And what are they hashtagging? And what chats do they belong to? And what are they participating in? And what resources are they sharing? And what frustrations are they sharing? All kinds of different things going on that you can benefit from, and maybe things that you tweet they can benefit from. So when I read stuff on blogs, I tweet those resources out and they become part, if I'm part of someone's PLN, they then benefit from things that I'm reading because I'm tweeting them and they click on it and they read it. You know what I mean? It's just this, it's like this awesome little free economy here that where we're sharing all kinds of resources with each other. And I'll be honest with you, I go in and out with Twitter. There are times where I won't tweet anything for a month or two. I'm just like swamped with all kinds of stuff. But the great thing is that it's always there. It's just always there.
Like Facebook show, like sometimes I won't go on Facebook for a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll find myself, I have a minute to kind of like see what my friends or families catch up on, that kind of stuff. Is it the same way where it's like a constant feed that if you don't go?
Constant feed.
So if you don't go on and say in a month, then you've missed a month's worth of feed, right?
There are things that you're going to miss, right?
Yeah.
But the great thing is that there's a bunch of things now. You know what I mean? It's like you miss that stuff when I'm not on Twitter for a couple of months. I don't roll back like months and months. There's too many tweets.
I don't even do those Facebook. I go
Yeah.
by and I'm like,
So 6 seconds ago, Will Richardson, the guy who I pointed you to with his video yesterday, he tweeted something about majoring in making. Here's his link to nsf.gov. You can major in making. So the first undergraduate degree in making from the University of Colorado Boulder. So he just tweeted out that article, which is something that he's interested in, right? So if I'm interested in it, here's Matt Miller, the guy that I just pointed to, ditch that textbook. Okay, he's tweeting to somebody, and it looks like right now, it's ditch book chat going on right now. So this is great. This is good timing. So here's this guy right here, ditch that textbook, right? He right now, there's an EdChat This is the kind of the next, this is insanely next level stuff here, but it's something that I'm going to be asking you to do. Right? So if I'm looking over here on my web page, there's the lose your egg part of this, okay? So once you create your Twitter account, if you're just creating it, lose your egg. Ditch your egg. Upload a profile picture to put a face to that @ okay? Upload a header photo. All right, your header photo is the one that's up here. So if I'm on my profile here, the header photo is the one that lives up here. Lets people know a little bit about you. I'm a kind of love Star Wars. I'm a nerd like that, so that lets me let people know that that's a little part of me, right? So if I have other nerdy teachers who are Star Wars fans, we can connect. So it gives me something that tells people something about me. Next thing is to follow at least 10 educational professionals. Okay, super easy to do. You can do it by searching something that you're interested in. I also have a link right here to a list to get you started. So if you click on that, it'll take you to a list of people that you can click to follow. Okay? Just a little list. You can use it. You don't have to use it. Last but not least, tweet something. Any fans of Parks and Rec? Tweet yourself. Okay? I had to make that. I looked for an actual picture that said that, and they were all lame, so I created that one myself. Okay. So the next section on my webpage for tonight has to do with EdChats. Okay? How many have any of you that are on Twitter now, have you ever participated in a Twitter chat? All right. So this is a little crazy. This is like next level Twitter right here. But it's really cool in that it allows you through Twitter to connect to people who hold the same interests that you do, to have an actual discussion about your profession with people you may or may not even know. Okay, so the way that I've kind of presented Twitter to you is very unobtrusive. You follow people, they get a little message that some rando that they don't know followed them. Right? But really what you're using Twitter for is, again, kind of this one-way thing where you're kind of checking out people in your feed, things that might interest you. You may hit the heart on, you might like it. Okay, so in Twitter, to like something is to click the little heart instead of the thumb. In Facebook, but so humanizing a tweet by EdSurge, humanizing education's algorithms. I may like that. The power of liking something in Twitter has nothing to do with letting a person know that you liked what they posted. That's the power of liking something in Facebook. Nadia posts something on Facebook about, her son winning an award at graduation, and I'm like, sweet, I like that. And she knows Mark's out there and he just liked this cool thing about my kid. Twitter likes have nothing to do with that. They could, but the way that you can use likes on Twitter has nothing to. This is like bookmarking something on Twitter for me. Okay, so that if I go back to my profile, you can see here that I have 519 likes, and when I click on that, here's all the stuff that I liked. So the way that I use likes in Twitter is, if I'm just searching through Twitter like super quick, if I'm just hanging out and I've got a few minutes here, a few minutes there, I'm waiting for a doctor's appointment, I'm on my phone, I'm on Twitter, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. It's something I want to read later. Okay? So I have a whole list here of likes of things that I want to check out later.
You ever check that video out later?
Huh? I sure do. I go back to it, especially if it's something that I want to use in my classroom or something that I want to read. Okay, every once in a while, I will use it to like something that in the Facebook style. So here's Eric Shigala, who's he's your principal. You work at Vita. Okay. So, man, how stoked are you to work for that guy?
Yeah.
He is the best. Guy is amazing. Okay. So, I liked that just to let him know that, dude, you're awesome. Okay. But for the most part, I like things that I want to check out later. Okay. So Canva, working with HubSpot to bring you a cool guide to use Canva to create graphics. Canva is a tool that allows you to create posters and stuff like that. So I wanted to check that out. But so the power of the like in Twitter is awesome because it bookmarks it in Twitter for you. Okay, so let's get back to EdChats. So EdChats came about when EdChat started, hashtag EdChat, and it basically took this idea of using a hashtag to create a real-time conversation between a bunch of people. Okay, so here's a link to a calendar right here, a calendar of many chats. I'm going to click on that right now, and it's going to take us to Thursday, June 23rd, and here's a listing of all the education chats that are going on today. Okay, it looks like there's about, 30, 40. Okay, each one of these different chats, okay, Delaware EdChat, AP Human Geography Teacher Chat, PLC Chat, Bring Your Own Technology Chat, Christian Educators Chat, Educational Therapy Chat, Elementary Math Chat, Illinois E-Learning Chat, Inquiry Learning Chat, Independence, there's all kinds of different chats going on tonight. But right now it's 7 o'clock, and here's hashtag ditch book. Educators discussing ways to use digital tools and other resources to ditch traditional textbooks. Okay, that's Matt Miller, ditch that textbook. And so right now on Twitter, if I do a search for hashtag ditch book, and up here at the top, I go to live because I don't want the top ones. The top ones are going to show me ones that may or may not be super recent, but I want to go to live, and live will tell me what's happening right now as of 23 seconds ago live, right? And 37 seconds ago and 39 seconds ago. And right now we're right in the middle of a chat. And I can see here, Craig Yen, he has A3 right here. And E. Mosier 3 has A3 here. And Jen Fitzsimmons has A2. And A followed by a number stands for answer. There was at one point in here a Q. So here we go. Q3. Let me increase the size here. Not quite that much. So Lisa must be moderating this chat. She's the mod here, or one of the mods. And it says cheating versus collaboration. Students need to learn how to work and learn with others. Nope, that doesn't seem like a question to me. Let's see. Someone led a question here. Let's see. I might have to do my find here and go to Q3. Expose the game of school. We all know kids play it. So there's a question that's being put out there, the game of school, and there are people that are answering that question. And so what we have here is a lot of people. Answer 3, students need to have authentic discussion, solve real problems, communicate, feel listened to, create their own true work. Hashtag ditch book. Matt says, Chris is a bit late, but she hits the ground running. She's eloquent. Here's her tweet that he retweeted. The curriculum is too alive for paper and pencil. We need more interactive stuff. Yes, we do. Q3, do we cheat, collaborate? Students need to work and learn with others. Let's see. The way most students are taught doesn't instill a passion for learning. They see school as something they have to get through. So people are answering that question. And right now, I'm kind of what we call lurking, right? I'm lurking in this chat. I'm not participating. I'm just reading what other people are offering. I'm going to move right now from lurker to participant in that Carly Mora here, the way most students are taught doesn't instill a passion for learning. They see school as something they have to get through. And I'm going to use this little arrow to reply to Carly, who just said this 3 minutes ago, and I'm going to say at Carly Mora, you are so right. I am facilitating a class right now, and we are talking about this exactly, exclamation point, and then I have to put in hashtag ditch book to become part of this conversation so that other people can see that. I'm going to tweet that out. I tweeted it to her, but guess what? If I hit my refresh button here for the ditch book chat, did I make it in here yet? No, not yet. But if I hit it again, most likely, am I here? 35 seconds.
Because you put at the person, that will go right to her feed.
Well, she'll get a notification that I replied to her.
And if you just hit reply and not put the app thing, then she might not see it.
So here I am in reply to Carly Mora. Okay, Mark Rounds, you're so right. So here I am part of this chat now. I have just entered in. I've gone from lurker to participant, and I'm participating in an EdChat. Now, because other people that are following this chat can see me here, they may jump in and reply to me, or Carly may just reply back to me. And on some, but she may not. But in either case, I am part of this conversation. Right? So it becomes this, the being in Twitter proper makes it kind of clunky to follow this. I'm going to show you something else here, and it's probably the next thing here on my page. There's a YouTube video on our webpage that has to do with Twitter chats that you can check out. There's also under that the basics of Tweetdeck. And I'm going to show you Tweetdeck here. I know I'm going fast, and you'll be able to ingest this stuff. Use all those awesome Carnegie hours to indoctrinate yourself into the world of Twitter. Look at that. We get a little Dwight from the office spilling it out and giving us the news. So there's this app called Tweetdeck. Tweetdeck is awesome for participating in Twitter chats, and I'll show you why. So this is what Tweetdeck looks like. It gives you decks of your tweets. So I'm going to create a new column in Tweetdeck, and that in that Tweetdeck is going to be a search for hashtag ditch book. I'm going to add that column, and now what I have over here, and I'm going to actually drag this guy over to here. Okay, so now check this out. This is our Twitter chat, and it is automatically feeding where the other one wasn't. So every time somebody tweets something, it's going to automatically feed. So as it's feeding, I'm reading. What if a class wants to read the same content but are at different reading levels? Textbooks unfairly lump all in the same path. That's Emily Pasquale, and I might reply to her. That's what makes knowing your students powerful when it comes to modification. And I ended off with the hashtag ditch book, which will self-populate there, and then I'll tweet that. So I've tweeted that not only back to Emily, but it's right here in my feed. So this thing is continually feeding, right? And it can be a little overwhelming when you first do it. This ditch book chat right now is going at a pretty good pace. Some chats, like the but like actual the hashtag EdChat, which takes place Tuesdays at 9 a.m. and I think 4 p.m. That one is like, it's like there's so many people involved, and there now so many people are advertising in there while teachers are in there. It's nauseating, and I can't really deal with it. But this one's moving at a really good speed because I can look at this and read what people are writing, and I can respond to people and become part of this conversation.
For assignment purposes, though, for Twitter, we're just creating the account, tweeting.
Well, we'll cover that. Yeah. So we'll cover what you guys are going to be doing with all this for for the assignment for this week. Okay, but also cool resources, right? So Matt Miller, the textbook guy, is like, here's a resource that deals with this, and here's his blog post on 10 innovative Google lessons. You know, real life comic strips, digital posters, personalized guidance with email, color matches for killer presentations. So here's a cool resource that just came up as a result of looking at that chat. So as just a lurker, I can pull resources that people are tweeting. Is the using hashtags to participate in a Twitter chat thing making sense? Okay, a lot of these, like this dude right here, Craig Yen, he's like all over Twitter ed chats. That dude is like, he lives in like Northern California, and he like moderates the Texas ed chat. He's like, yeah, he's, some people that are chatting in here are like, this is what they do. They do this all the time. They're into it, man. There's like sold out for ed chats. And so I mean, it moves fast and people are kind of moving fast in there. When the first time you go in, and it's cool just to lurk and see what it looks like, and you know, if you feel like jumping in, cool. No, there's no money being made off there. You know what? Here's the thing. It's like it's again it's participating in that ideal of I feel like I need to have conversations with people who are who believe and are into the same thing I'm into. And for, you know what, an hour or for a half an hour, I can jump into this chat and I can do that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the school where I work, there is nobody that's into this stuff like I'm into this stuff. And sometimes I feel like I just got to talk to people who are. And this is a fairly unobtrusive way for me to do that. Even if I'm just lurking, even if I'm just watching the things that people are talking about, I can learn from that. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it all becomes part of like how I'm prioritizing myself and how I'm thinking about things and how I just am like developing myself in different ways, you know? So I can just watch this chat roll by as I'm doing something else, and I can pay attention when I want and not pay attention when I don't want. I mean, a lot of people that have a lot of time to do stuff like this don't have kids. I mean, there's like there's a whole lot that goes into people that are like all over it. See, I'm not all over it. I participate when I can. I participate, you know, how I can. That's me, because I don't have tons of spare time. You know, when I'm home, I really value being invested in my family and my kids and what they're doing and what they're up to and all that. But, you know, if I have that moment, if they're all kind of watching, they're super into that Gilmore Girls right now, and I just like can't get into it, man. It's like way too scripted. Anyhow, I'm not going to critique the Gilmore Girls right there. But but they like watch like 2 episodes a night, and it's like, you know, that's my time to check in on Twitter and to, you know, to work on some different things, to build my webpage for this class and to grade student stuff from my classes and that kind of stuff. So that's, you know, and that might be my time for Twitter. You know, you just find these different times to do it. And especially, like, you know, since I have Twitter on my phone, I can really participate if I'm, you know, waiting for one of my kids to get out somewhere and I'm in a parking lot and I've got like 6 minutes in my car. I can just scroll through and, ooh, like that. Ooh, like that.
I created this channel on my computer, now I have it on my phone.
You do? Yep. It's like anything else that you create an account for, that account follows you everywhere. And so you can, you know, I create and eliminate columns as I feel the need to. So hashtag deeper learning is another hashtag that I'm interested in. So I can like take a look through the this column of hashtag deeper learning and look at different things that interest me. And so Tweetdeck is just this really cool way to be able to look at Twitter in a different way. And especially if you're participating in a chat, it's much better than looking at this version of Twitter, because you continually have to update and refresh the page to get all the newest tweets. It doesn't automatically fill like Tweetdeck does. So on this week's webpage, there is a how to use Tweetdeck basics video right here that you can use to kind of teach yourself how to use Tweetdeck. Okay, there's a lot on Twitter. Okay, there's a lot of information here. Even those of you that use Twitter are just trying to hopefully get, are connecting with ways that you can use Twitter as a teacher to connect yourself, to grow your PLN, to really, use it as a learning tool for you. Okay, last but not least, we have reading, we have tweeting, and the third one doesn't rhyme. It's curating. Okay, curating. I've kind of written quite a bit here on curating. I found myself just kind of churning it out here. But the term curate is like one of the, education loves its buzzwords. Okay, and curate has become one of those buzzwords. All right, you usually hear the word curate as it pertains to museums. So like you curate art in a museum, or you curate fossils, or whatever the museum deals with. Like a museum curator is one who collects things for the museum. Okay? At this point, and I've talked a lot, almost too much probably, about how much information there is out there available to kids. Like all the information is available on thousands and thousands of websites. So how do we as teachers collect those resources, both for us and for our students? And it's through curation. Okay? The quote that I put in here, I've heard people say things like the teacher is no longer the source of information now, that the students can have it for themselves. Okay, that term guide on the side is like the teacher's role now, is what people see the teacher's role as. Okay, teachers, we need to be curators. We need to find other ways to geek out on our subjects, and there's so much out there on it. We need to help students figure out where to go. That's part of our role now. The World Wide Web is exactly that, man. It's worldwide, and it's a web they can get caught in. Oh, I like that. It is recorded, so I'll remember I said that. That's wisdom right there. Okay? We need to help them figure out where to go. Okay? So as teachers now, that's part of our job, is to curate web resources to help students narrow down their choices. They have so many. Okay? We're helping them navigate. We're assisting them in figuring out in all this information what's good and what's not, what's valid and what isn't, what'll work for them in this situation or that situation, and what won't. Okay? So for me, the best curation tool, and there's a ton of them out there, I've used all kinds of them, and I keep going right back to Pinterest. Pinterest is a fantastic curation tool. Okay, it allows us to curate all these different resources and categorize them into boards. And like we mentioned earlier, to collaborate on those boards as well. Okay, are we all on Pinterest? Okay, so we all have Pinterest accounts. Cool. So what you're gonna want to do. So I don't need to teach you how to use Pinterest. Okay, but what you're going to want to do is start looking at what you curate. And this doesn't mean you have to stop curating the awesome things that you're already curating. But if you look, I use Pinterest almost exclusively for education. So if you look at, what's on my Pinterest feed, it's all like infographics and lessons and projects and videos about education and all kinds of, even furniture that for education. And so like I really like that's what I use it for. And it there's another thing that I do is when I got a couple spare minutes and I have my phone with me, I jump on Pinterest and I start looking at all kinds of cool resources. Okay, one of the things I really like is I love infographics. Okay, I have a full Pinterest board on education infographics. Okay, again, time is a premium for most of us. And if I can learn something awesome by checking out a quick infographic, love it. Okay, project-based learning using Google Tools, awesome infographic. How technology is transforming homework in classrooms, awesome infographic there. Emotional IQ, an infographic on how to create an infographic. Andragogy, which is another one of interest of mine. It's like pedagogy. Pedagogy's learning theory for kids, ped. Andra is adult, so learning theory for adults is different. Andragogy is different than pedagogy. Here's a full infographic on andragogy. Okay, standards-based grading. Raspberry Pi, how to get started. Not the actual Pi, but the microcomputer Raspberry Pi. It's not a food, it's a computer, right? So all kinds of different infographics. The history of origami. Like there's all kinds out there, and anytime I find one, I pin it to my board, so I have it. On my own website, my homepage, I always have like an infographic of the week or month. I think I have 1 month here. Is social media ruining students? Okay, it's a great conversation piece. It's like so people that know me, follow me, go to my website, they'll check out an infographic on my front page. So I just think that being able to distill information about things that interest you into an awesome and engaging graphic is just the best thing. It's one of the things we're going to do in this class is create your own infographic. Okay, super easy to do, but super impactful. So you are going to use Pinterest to create a collection of some sort of an educational resource that will help you. So the fact that all you guys are on Pinterest know how to use it, there's a video here on using Pinterest for teaching and learning. Okay, so connecting you there. All right, let's talk about our project. This week, our project and blog post are 2 in 1. Okay, so you will not have a separate blog post and project this week. To this week, your project is a blog post. Okay, so these are the things that I want your post to contain. Your post will contain a tweet. After experiencing what other educators are tweeting, you should have a decent idea of something to tweet that has to do with education, a thought about the state of education, something you're doing in your classroom. Always awesome to include a picture if it's classroom-based or lesson-based, right? You can share an image on Twitter. Sharing a cool resource or tool, something that you've read in a blog, something that like a cool tool that you're using, like Adobe Spark Post or Adobe Spark Video. Okay, it can be your own blog post from session 1. There's all kinds of different things you can share, and you can hashtag it and share it with other people, right? What I'd like you to do is include a screenshot of your tweet in its native environment and a reflection on your first week as an edu-tweeter. Okay, so not only tweet something, but capture it in an image and put that image in your blog post. Okay, if you have a Mac, which most of you do, it's easy to create to just pull that one tweet out by hitting Shift Shift Command 4. Right, it will give you those little crosshairs right there, and it'll allow you just to kind of grab a section and do it. If you have a PC, the snipping tool will work the same way, right? You open up that app called Snipping Tool in your, it's a Microsoft Windows product. Print screen will do it too, but that'll print up like the whole screen and crop it. Yeah, if you want to do a print screen and crop it, that's fine too. But so it should be something like, if I go to my profile here and there's my tweet there, I can go boom and I can just grab my tweet.
I always wondered what people do that. So it's
Shift Command 3 does the whole page like a print screen. Shift Command 4 allows you to capture a defined area. And like that one, I didn't like. Let's say that I do that, like Shift Command 4 on my Mac, and I started it here, and I'm like, shoot, I wanted to get that whole thing. If you just hit Escape, it won't clutter up your desktop, and you can just hit it again, and it's once if you tweet something, take a screenshot of it and then upload it as an image to your blog post on Weebly.
On the Google community.
No, this is for your blog post in Weebly. So if you're in Weebly here, you have right now on your blog page. So log in. Just your community discussion, and then when you're finished with this blog post, the address for your blog, so that people can click on it and read your blog post. But when you're completely finished with your blog post, same thing for this week, right? Same thing that we did for this week.
So under the CD2, that's just supposed to be our link on the community. I'm sorry, Google community. CD2
EduBlog share. You're going to share.
That's just the link you want on that.
No, for the EduBlog share, you're going to share a blog an education blog that you discovered this week, and then the next one, which is Project 2 in the Google Plus community, you're going to share the link to this blog, to your Weebly blog post for this week. Do we all got that? I talk so much all day that I don't know if half the stuff I'm saying is intelligible. So I just want to make sure that is clear and understandable. Cool. And I don't know why this isn't refreshing for me. It's a little frustrating. Oh well. So a tweet. That part, the written part of the tweet section of your post will be just kind of a reflection on, edu tweeting, like your experience with it. Was it frustrating? Is it something that you think you'll use as a teacher? And again, don't write what you think I want to hear. This is you, okay? If it was frustrating, reflect on the frustrations you had. If it's, if you think that it's something that's kind of pointless, reflect on that. It's like who you are as an educator needs to show through in your blog posts. Okay. Next thing I want this post to contain is a reflection of your new PLN. So some of these people you decided to put in your PLN, either through a blog that you subscribe to in your RSS reader into Feedly, or someone you're following on Twitter, people that you're following on Twitter, or someone that a board that you subscribe to on Pinterest. These people are all become part of your PLN once you start following them or reading them or pinning them. You count them as part of your PLN. Okay, your PLN, I have thousands of people in my personal learning network. Okay, and I might use one thing that they tweeted or pinned or wrote, but that makes them part of my network. There's someone that I utilize to become a better teacher, to learn something, to discover something. Okay, so reflect on some of those people and explain how you can see your PLN either growing or not growing. Honestly, I've encountered people that's like, this whole PLN thing's not for me. I just want to do my own thing. And my first instinct is to go, what are you, insane? Because it works so well for me, but you know what? That's me. Okay, I think it's amazing and valuable, and I use it all the time. But that may not be you, and that makes us different. It doesn't make one of us right and one of us wrong. So again, be honest about it. Okay, a reflection on your participation in an education-related Twitter chat. Okay, I want you to find one using from this page this link, the calendar of the many chats. You get here and you find you can look through a chat. If you've got wherever you have a spare hour, click on that and you're like, I'm going to do it this hour, and find whatever chat is happening that hour. Okay?
When we do that in chat, like back and forth.
You can, or you can just lurk. You can just sit there and watch it happen, you know?
We don't have to submit anything.
No, I want a reflection. So right now in this ditch book chat, if I'm just sitting here looking at it, I'm reading it, right? And things are happening in my head. Either this is stupid or this is awesome, or I don't know where to jump in. It's happening too quickly, or I almost jumped in and said something to this person, but I felt like it would be kind of received weirdly. You know what I mean? Just kind of reflect on your personal experience checking it out. But I would suggest that in order to get a really valuable one is to participate in a chat that interests you. Okay, if you're a middle school science teacher, don't jump into like elementary English learner chat. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't if it doesn't connect to you, it's not where you are as a teacher or who you're teaching. Then obviously your experience is going to be jaded. Okay, so include the chat name, the topic. Okay, so the chat name would be, elementary math chat or ditch book chat. The topic, all these chats have topics. It could be, the role of the teacher in a project-based learning, or, what you're doing with your summer vacation. That's kind of a popular thing right now as we get into summer. It's like, some of these chats are taking breaks too over the summer, and the chats change a little, but whatever the topic is, the date and the time, and then whether you actually participated in the chat or whether you lurked, and then kind of what your experiences were either way. Last but not least, a reflection of your introduction to Pinterest as a curation and networking tool for education. Include a screenshot. I have embed, but I was playing with the embed tool in Pinterest right now. It's a widget creator and it doesn't work. So don't embed it. Just take a screenshot of a Pinterest board that you created related to education, and share that in your blog post. So you should have a couple of screenshots in your post at minimum. Again, pictures tell great stories, so it's always good to put images into your blog posts. One of the things that bums me out, there were a lot of heartbreaking things about my website getting hacked and destroyed, but one was losing all the curriculum that I'd written over a bunch of years. The other one was I lost every blog post I ever wrote. It was really sad. If I was a smart man, Jenny, I would have written them. I would have written them in a Google Doc or somewhere else, and then copied and pasted them into my blog. So I had this kind of running record, but I didn't do that. Learn from my mistakes. So, I have a link on my website for my blog, but it is at this point empty because I just, this is a new site for me. And yeah, that was a heartbreaker. Not that it was anything super impactful or, anything that I considered to be super special, but it was my journey as a teacher and the things, my thoughts and my ideas and things like that. And I had, just reflections on different things and photographs, images that I put in there that I maybe don't have anywhere else now. And so it's like, yeah, it was really a bummer. But I firmly believe in images telling stories over words, or images attached to words. So anytime that you feel like you have an image that can help tell the story that you're trying to tell or impart the information that you're trying to impart, it's always good to bring in images. So tweet and a reflection on your tweet, PLN and a reflection on your new PLN, your Twitter chat and a reflection on that, and then Pinterest as an educational curation tool and your thoughts on that. Okay, so this is a bigger blog post than any other blog post you'll write. So there's a lot of meat on the bones here. Okay? This is the closest thing to a paper that you're going to write in this class. Okay? The cool thing about it is I'm not looking for right or wrong answers. This comes from you. Your reflections as a professional educator. Questions, thoughts, worries, successes?
So we just email you if we have questions.
Anytime you have a question about anything, please email me.
And this is all due Thursday next.
This is due a week from today, yes. Everything.
We don't have class on Tuesday.
We do not have physical class on Tuesday. We will not be meeting. I will be sending you an email with the link to next week's webpage, so it'll all be work that you do on your own. I like to call that an asynchronous online class. Okay. Asynchronous online means that we don't need to be in the same digital space at the same time. Okay? A synchronous one is where, we meet in an Adobe Connect classroom or something like that. Asynchronous means here's the work, you do it in your time. Okay? So that's what next week will be.
Next Tuesday.
All right, next Tuesday. Thursday we're back here.
And then Tuesday, all the stuff on Tuesday that you assign Tuesday is due by Tuesday.
It's always 1 week. You always have 1 week to do the work. Okay. So the 2 days that we're not going to meet here are next Tuesday, the 28th, and then Thursday the 7th. There were 3 of you that had Thursday the 7th as a day where you couldn't meet, and so that one I just decided to let's do 2. So yeah. So the 28th and the 7th we will not be meeting here, though there will be work to work through on those dates. Okay? You got it. Anything for the good of the cause? Awesome. Drive safely.
Hopefully it's a much quicker drive home than it was.
Oh my gosh, it better be. It better be. I mean, I like the book I'm listening to, but I don't like it that much that I want it to take me 2 hours to get home.